Hi, I'm Julio Gonzalez, and I'm talk about the racism in United States. Racism has always been highly and controversial in the United States, and more so in the recent week because in the altercations that have arisen between the African and American police and men. I want to start defining the concept of racism. Racism is the doctrine that exalts the superiority that one's race over others, based based on biological characteristics. That is, that racism is not necessary towards an African American person, but it is any kind of the rejection of the one species to another simple, not sample, simply because of the physical characteristics of people. In the United States, 13.4% of the total population are black or African American, along with the Hispanics, Hispanics being the the majority are the minority. According to 2017 survey of 33% of the total population in position are black. This is because all law enforcement, police, project prosecutors, judges, or probation authorities can act influenced by their prejudices. Racial discrimination originates from two certain moments in American history. And the first period of slavery and the white being erected in rector and defining itself as superior. The second moment is that of the era of Reconstruction, from which white is no longer limited to this and discarding black, but begins to hide him, to hide them. Sorry, to see in him as possible competition present today start from this last period. One very important thing to emphasize is that to be as a good or bad person does not depend on your skin color or your race. That depends on the education that our parents give us, and ourselves. Because by reaching a certain age, we already have our own judgment about what is right and what is wrong. This is told to us by the concept of rational mind, of human nature, which tell us which is the part of the mind that analyzes of most situations to the fullest based solely on facts and information. As I mentioned before, the upbringing and define the values that we will put into practice in our daily life, becoming a virtue. If a child a virtue, if a child is raised with good training or people equality, child is very likely not to be a rising person in the future. Here, here the anthological principles and are insolvent, which are basically based of moral values, and on progressing these values are everything to be or not a rising person. Sometimes the values in each culture can change a little, or some more important than others. I'm sorry, can change a little, or perhaps change the hierarchical level. They might consider some more important than others, but will always be values that are essentials, that are the priority in all cultures, and those never change. This is called hierarchy of values. These values are essential the disappearing of racism because if each person has have them, there will be to prejudice, prejudice about count, any count of race and did any count of people. These values are unity, kindness, grace, truth, and respect. Each person has a hierarchy of personal values, which for everyone any more primal than others. With all this, we can conclude that to end racism depends a lot on ourselves, our own judgment, and worrying about having good values and inculcate to other children which is what is right and what is not. And most importantly, all people are equal. Our skin color doesn't define us and define us as people. We are defined by our actions, our values, our values, and that's it. That's it all. Thank you for very much for your attention. See you later.